Today, I found myself at the regional library that's in the Volta region, who to be precise. So, their director he's also the same person who manages Oti region. So today I'm here with my brother. Yeah, my brother Bright Ufori. So he is taking me around. So, Mr. Bright, which section of the library is this?
This is the adult section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is the reference area.
Oh, okay, so
it almost at the reading room, reading area for adults.
oh, okay. So we just heard it. So this is the reference section. So when you want to do your reference, this is where you would come to. So these are some of the copies of books they are having on their shelves here in the Volta region. So as usual, they did their cataloging and co, and they have the names inscribed on the shelves as to type of books that they have on each and every shelves in the library. So they have this. It's meant for reference, so don't be surprising this time. So, mostly reference is meant for people who would want to do research, and that's time. So when you come here, this is what you're going to see at the whole regional library. Inside the whole. All right, so let's see the show that is now. We are now in the juvenile section of the library. So this is meant for kids, and it's obvious. Like you could see, this is the regional library, and they should be having more books, to cater for most of these younger ones here. But hey, there you go, and it's obvious. So whatever you were saying as to they not having enough books to fill in all these spaces to occupy the place for the kids to come and read, it is obvious. Everything is clear here that they don't have enough books, to occupy this place. And they have a very big building. And these are some of the books that they are. And most of the books they have here too are old. So the adult section of the whole regional library, and so, all right.
Books that we lend out to the public.
So that's what he's saying, that the books that they lending section as well. So most of the spaces on the shelves are empty. So I wasn't surprised. Last Mr. Martin, if you made mention of they not having books to fill in all these spaces. So there you go. This section is also empty. So if it is empty and people come around, you just can imagine the stress they are going to go through, because they don't have enough books, to be lending to people that will come and visit their library right here in the regional office. That's the regional library in the Volta region. Okay. Explaining to me as to the number of blocks they are having, they say they are having up to block F. Block F. So what's going to happen? We can't be able to, walk through all the blocks. So he's telling me to F, so you can see what has not been completed yet. So let me just stand here at the middle. And this is a very nice structure they've put in up. And wow, so this is. So even where I'm standing is just one interior part of the room that I'm standing. So they have to block F. So A to F. So that should tell how big the entire building is. All right, so I'm going to give you a video of the entire building to see. Once you are going to see how big. So he's taking me to one of the sections in the building where they are using, one part of the building where they are using. This is a very big building, and the entire building is meant for the library, right?
Yes.
Wow. So I'm going to give you a video of the entire building to see how big it is, and it has been divided into several parts and several sections, different rooms, and each and every room has its purpose that is serving right here in whole. But the sad aspect is they haven't completed the work yet.
This is the processing section.
Oh, okay. So like he's saying, this is the processing section when they bring books. All right. So the entire region. So this for who alone. So this room you seen serves the entire region. That's Oti region and Volta region. So this is serious. This is meant for the entire region, Volta and Oti region. So this is where they process all the books before they distribute to the various libraries that falls under the regional library right here in Ho. So there are books here which they've separate them, and I realize they are processing some already to be given out to some libraries. Wow. So, oh, okay. So I'm seeing the inscription on the wall here. Written here. So this is the adult processed books, and this is the adult unprocessed books. So these ones are yet to be processed, but these ones here are already processed. And we'd also have here, that is the juvenile unprocessed books. So these are the juvenile, in other words, children unprocessed books are the ones we have here. And even the ones they have here, there are few. Trust me, there are few. So whatever director is saying that they don't have books is obvious, it's clear. So these are the juvenile processed books, and they only have few copies here. This is the regional library, serving 2 regions, Oti and the one they wanted to show me here, right, is the room that is meant to be used for the ICT lab. You know, now they're having a program in most of their libraries called Youth Engagement Center. So this is supposed to be one of the youth engagement centers in the library where you'd come. The whole place will be filled with computers, and you come here and come and read. But because the computers are not functioning properly, they are using the whole room for books, to store books here for now. So this is a whole challenge on this whole biggest challenge ever for this. So, and this is a regional library. This is a regional library. So one may hear the name regional library, and you come and this is what you see at the regional libraries. They are going to do a whole lot at the regional library right here in Ho. My brother was just telling me something, and I felt he has to tell us the word to hear about this. So I quite remember, I think last year, right? Was it last year or last 2 years? I think it was last year. Yeah, last year we brought some copies of books here. I think we brought about 3,000, or was it 3,000? Yeah, it was 3,000 copies of books. And he was saying, what were you talking about the books?
Yes, you know, the children, it actually rose the appetite of these children. Because so that we have different titles too. We're not having maybe the same title with numerous copies.
Okay.
So if the child could pick even 2 books and take it home, they were so much happy, to the extent that most of them, their appetite rose, and then their library was flooded. So it was as a result of that showed that the children's library, our patronage went up. Each year we gave some report and aspect of it out there to your outfit. We gave some report out. So those books, because of how they were in their nature, we have different titles of books that were coming in, and the children, they love them so much. So when we have, for instance, when we have 2 children who are coming from the same group, and they pick these 2 titles, what they have done is that it means the 2 of them are reading 2 titles automatically, because after reading, they just change over the books and they come back. They are assured that they are going to get a different title.
Wow.
Not coming back to see those old copies of numerous, the same title, numerous copies just out on the shelves, which we have. So actually, those books, they brought a difference to the children's section. So now we have different titles, and then the children, they have that luxury of picking from varieties.
How big the whole building is. So this is the building. This is one part of the building here. So it stretches to the other end, right? So we walk. Let me just do a few walk around the building and let's see how big it is. Yeah, that I think I'm going to get a clearer picture at the other end of the building. So let's do that and see how big it is. So I think this started under ex-president Ajekum Kufuor. So somewhere 2002, right here. So I was told they started the whole building. That was in 2002. So this is way older, and this should have been completed by now for the region to be using. But hey, all right. So this is what we're talking about. This is how big the whole building is. Right, so showing how big the building is. Okay, this whole building is meant for Volta Regional Library. That's whole, to be precise. So really serving but what we've seen inside and the purpose of which it is built, that should tell you that need a whole lot of work has to be done on the building, because what we're seeing inside and the building doesn't, tally. Going to give us some few explanations in respect to the building. So you were telling me that the building has like everything you want as a library is inside.
Yes.
So
it was carefully designed and planned as a library. So within it, it have the main library area where that we have the adult section and then the children's section.
Okay.
Aside that, it has a conference room, a lecture room.
Okay.
And the conference room can take about 200 people at a group. With a lecture room that can take maybe a sitting capacity of about 60.
Okay.
60 people for lecture. Then we have exhibition areas.
Okay.
Where we exhibit books.
Okay.
When we have new books as a result of publishers who can come around, can come and exhibit
their books.
So we have exhibition area too.
Wow.
We have the internet section that is a cafe for both children and adults. So we have that block that is allocated for that. Then we have a specific block just for adult referencing, another area for adult, which is a learning purpose.
Wow.
Then we have reading areas that are within the building itself. Also, it has been, the way it looks, the security, it has been designed carefully so that it will meet the security standard.
Yeah, I'm seeing burglar proofs. Yeah, you could see that they still have burglar proofs all over.
Even within it, the security arrangements have been taken care of within the building itself.
Oh, wow.
Then the entire block where we are using now, that area, the block B, the entire block B is a processing section.
Wow.
So the head of processing, because we process books, then those books will be bagged into the cars and be sent to the other branches in the region. Wow. So that entire area is for processing of books, where we are using currently. So it's a processing area. So you look at it. So within it we have washrooms, even bathroom areas, or changing rooms for staff.
Wow.
For the processing department.
So this is a class on its own here. But is it we're saying all this in outside the library because we are not having access to all the various rooms? Yes, and it is big. If we want to, tour each and every room, hey, trust me, we will be tired. It is big. This building is huge, it's big. And it's a class on its own. Should this building be finished there, it is going to be one of the best libraries in the entire nation, the entire country, trust me.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be one of the best.
New libraries are coming still.
But still, this has a class. It has a modern standard class. Well, so you've just heard it from him. He has been able to give us the vivid explanation of the entire building as to what it's going to serve. So like he was telling you, they started this since 2002, but then you can see that yes, all these things are available. The condition, burglar proofs are all inside. They have the glass here, so there's glaze. They did the glazing all over too, so that it will meet the modern standard of a library. Wow.